I barely have time to unpack my clothes before Remy invades my new home and drags me to dinner with her family. I've met her parents before, and they're cool, but there's an elderly couple sitting at the table who are new to me. The man turns in our direction as we enter the dining room, and his bushy eyebrows furrow. "Sorry we're late. Saylor just finished settling in." Remy takes a seat, and I follow her example, feeling a little self-conscious that she forgot to introduce me to the people who I guess are her grandparents.
"Where do you think you're going wearing those clothes, Remy Gulas?"
The tanned man with the mop of white hair asks. "It's Remy Ogata, Grandpa. And what's wrong with my clothes?" She looks down at her black V-neck top. There's really nothing scandalous about her clothes, but maybe the neckline is a bit too low for the old man. Geez, I'm glad I didn't wear my micro-skirt. Remy's grandpa turns to Mr. Ogata and glowers at him. Remy's dad is oblivious to the murderous stare and keeps on eating in silence with his head down.
"What's wrong with those clothes?" she asks.
Grandpa Gulas continues. Remy's dad finally raises his head and frowns at the elderly man. "Her clothes are fine, Dad," Mrs. Ogata intervenes. It's impossible not to notice the tension between Remy's dad and his father-in-law. I take the opportunity to elbow Remy's arm and whisper to her, "Do your grandparents come to dinner often?" "Oh, didn't I tell you? I must have forgotten. They're staying with us for a week while their house is being fumigated." "Right. Forgot to tell me my ass." I don't voice the sassy remark that's on the tip of my tongue. Although the grandparents definitely add a chaotic dynamic to the household, their banter is kind of soothing in a way. Remy had mentioned before how her grandparents from both sides, to this day, have never accepted their kids' marriage. Apparently, Greek and Japanese don't mix well together, which is obviously not true. Mr. and Mrs. Ogata are as disgustingly in love as the day they married.
"She's not coming into my restaurant dressed like that. The Gulas is a family-oriented establishment."
"I'm not working tonight, Grandpa. I have practice," Remy replies.
"Practice of what?"
The man sits up straighter in his chair, his eyebrows almost touching his hairline. "My band, remember? I play the keyboards." "Tisk, all that money spent on piano lessons." Remy's grandmother shakes her head, which makes Mrs. Ogata look at the ceiling and roll her eyes. Strangely enough, no one seems to take the criticism to heart. I spare a glance at Cassie, Remy's younger sister. She's eating her food with a serene expression, oblivious to the loud voices and complaints. The phone next to her flashes and she looks down. A second later, a bright smile unfurls on her face, and quicker than lightning, she reaches for the device before Remy can glance at the text on the screen. The kid stands up and is about to leave the room when Grandpa Gulas throws a napkin ball at her. Cassie stops in her tracks and turns in the old man's direction. Remy's grandpa signs with his hands, and although I don't know what he's saying, his sour expression gives me a clue.